Okay, item 13, receive annual racial profiling report from law enforcement agencies. Sheriff, good to have you here. Would you like to speak to this, or would you like to speak to this on the racial profiling report?
This is just a report that we're required by the law for our office to report to the Commissioner's Court once annually. Something we've been required to do for several years now. This is just that report.
I see. We need to vote.
I'm going to receive this information due as taken.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on the list is presentation of Mel Brown Associates. Dr. Parsons, please come. Give you some background. Since people leave before I took office, I had this as a focal point for some time with the Crockett State School, and I've been in contact on numerous occasions with the Texas Juvenile Justice Department, and they were actually very helpful in locating Mel Brown and Associates, who are consultants in this industry. We've done a tour of the site, looked at it, and they've come back to give us some feedback from their perspective.
Thank you, Judge and Commissioners. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you to the community. I'll be brief, but you know, I can afford to be non-politically correct sometimes. And down in my part of the country, we have the Edwards underground water, and really impacted the farmers and ranchers there because of some salamanders that nobody ever knew existed up in Operating Springs. So my suggestion is we train your woodpeckers to go down and eat those darn salamanders. Maybe life would be a lot easier for all of us. But anyway,
woodpecker cook-off is planned.
But anyway, my name is Jeff Parsons. I'm Vice President of Mel Brown and Associates. And Judge, if I can, for the Commissioners, I have just some basic at your leisure reading, but just gives you a little bit of the bio and background of who we are. But Dr. Brown was not able to be here today. He's doing some other business in Huntsville. But we're basically a consulting organization, consulting group that works primarily in the criminal justice market. You know, his background is long and extensive, both adult, juvenile probation. He hails from the Conroe area where he spent 30-some odd years there. But kind of was a mentor back in my young days when I started my career as chief probation officer down in Medina County, Hondo, if y'all happen to know where that's at. But in any regard, the bios and stuff are in there, so I won't go into a lot of detail there. But we feel that we're, highly capable of, helping the county. And the judge asked us to come up. We looked at the Crockett State School, and what I'd like to do is just give you some initial impressions on what we think. And one is, you've got a wonderful asset that's sitting out there, and it's a shame that thing is sitting empty. We're currently working with another county down south that is similar in the situation that y'all are in that they have a vacant facility that was opened. It's been there since 1998. It's had several private contractors that came in. In the world of private contracting, and the sheriff will probably attest to this, you got good ones and you got bad ones. And you certainly don't want any bad providers that come into your community for a host of reasons. And one of the things that we specialize in is we may not know all of them, but we associate ourselves only with good providers. And that's on all fronts of what we do. And that's on the institution side, that's on the training aspects of what we do in the field. We do a lot of professional training to various departments. We do organizational needs studies for departments, county, some private industry, et cetera, et cetera. And so we like to pride ourselves, one, because of our own integrity, and it's a big state, yet it's a small state. And ours, as the judge got a referral from us, we got, it was from Austin. And so I assure you that if we, weren't what we present ourselves to be, he would have got a different recommendation. Because either, good news travels fast, bad news travels even faster. So you have a wonderful facility out there. What we would like to see is the ability to help the county and represent the county's interest in trying to find a suitable private vendor that would come in and operate that facility out there. We see that being attractive to what it was initially intended for, which is in the world of juvenile corrections. A lot of trends, and I won't bore you into the details on that at this juncture, but the trends are moving fast and heavy back from the state basically closing down some of their juvenile facilities and going to be pushing the dollars and the kids back to the local communities to deal with their programs. A living example is your Crockett facility, and I think there will be more. And currently in the state right now, it's costing $400 a day to keep a kid in juvenile corrections. And private provider will do it for half that, if not less. So the judge contacted us, and appreciate him, and I think it's certainly the posture of the court as well, is how do we breathe some life back into the community and i.e. jobs. And when you look at a facility of that type, when it's operating at its capacity, which I believe would be no issue to somebody to, a good provider coming in, you're looking at multi-millions of dollars of income that will circulate through your community, some of which would be in salaries for people that are hired, but then just the ancillary, spin-off. Everybody's got to stop and get their cup of coffee and honey bun. We stopped it. And so just those kinds of things. We're still dotting some I's and crossing some T's as far as our ability to move quickly with that. I've spoken to several of our constituents out there that are very good companies, and we probably know of about 3 or 4 that we would feel very comfortable with recommending, and then we know a host of ones that we're going to shoo away from the door if they come. Examples that are not to but this particular county had an operator that we would absolutely not recommend in a little small community about the size of Crockett. But hired staff, went through a month's worth of training, were open for about 2 months and then closed down. And the major concern there is some people in the community quit their other jobs to go to work for them and then found themselves unemployed. And so, I think what we bring to the table is some of the maybe if we can call it tricks of the trade, but certainly our reputation and also knowing who's good and who's not. Our intention, it would be at the direction of the county judge, commissioner court, as far as how you would want us to proceed, but certainly we're very transparent in our nature, and we would want to represent the county's best interest in the county's needs. So really, any questions, or Judge, do you have anything?
Well, a couple of things I just want to mention. Before the county assumes the responsibility for the state school, we certainly want to make have a firm commitment of institution that has the depth to manage it. I've been in contact in advance of this with TJJD, and have been in contact with their attorney, their counsel, responsible for the transfer of the facility, and it's a matter of when we decide that we want the facility, if they're willing and interested in transferring it into the county's ownership. And the plan would be that we would do a triple net lease agreement, which doesn't encumber the county with any expenses associated with the. We may not get revenue from it, but we don't incur expenses off it either. So at this point, there are a couple of issues that we're reviewing with the county attorney on the terms and conditions of Brown Associates. They're not big ones, but because the commissioners haven't had a chance to look at it, I would make a motion that we table it until the next commissioners court meeting.
There's no action, there's no action.
Huh?
There's no action.
Oh, there's no
Just
action,
hearing the
okay,
presentation.
okay, it's just discussion. See how good these guys
Well,
are,
that's
they're
wonderful.
always keeping this straight.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking at the packet here and I see more or less personal bios.
Correct.
Can you give us either in writing or even if you choose to, some past experience in similar projects, success rates, some references of people that you've worked for?
Absolutely.
The bios are very impressive, but really and truly, I'd like to see what y'all have done and what your success rate has been with other, you say you're working for another county and similar. We'd like to possibly meet with some of those people or see how those things are going and not that we don't believe you're perfectly capable, we just want to see what you've done in the past in relation to what you're asking us for to be a part of here.
Yes, sir. No issue. Be glad to do that.
Okay.
And I'll send that in advance.
Thanks. Lastly, Jeff is going to meet with the chief and do a tour of the old jail. So that while he's here, he has an opportunity to see it as another viable source of revenue.
Thank you. And one last comment on that, and it's regardless of whether we do whatever, I know everyone is a facility of that type, whether we do that for you or someone else assist in that, will bring a lot of your sons and daughters home as well, because a lot of them, it's typical in any community, have gone to college and are working somewhere else and want to come home and raise their families. And depending upon the type of operation, the type of program that's run out there, there's a large number of professional type staff positions as well as paraprofessionals. So I wish you great success in that project regardless. So,
Thanks, Jeff.
thank you.
Any questions?
What type of